So, taking any comfortable seat that feels good in your body. To start, you can sit heel to heel like I am here in Siddhasana. You can do Sukhasana, which is the cross-legged posture, or you can sit in Virasana on your shins with a block underneath your hips if you like that variation best. I have this blanket under my pelvis just to help me get really on top of my pelvic base so I can get nice and lifted out of the spine, out of the waist, so I can really open up the chest, lift the lungs, and really be nice and organized around my central channel. So have that to start. If you have the strap, this is where you can bring it in. We're going to do my most favorite strap backpack. So you're taking the strap behind you. It's right at your bra line, right at below the tips of the shoulder blades, more or less. And you're going to take the strap forward, like so, and then cross one side over, leave plenty of space for you to thread your head through. Keep the cross like that. And then this is kind of the tricky part. So just for a moment, lean forward a little bit, release it, and then inner rotate your shoulders and your arms so you can then grab the straps and pull down. And you'll find out pretty quick here if you're tight in your shoulders and your traps. And also if your strap is long enough. So you want a pretty good long strap, because then we can bring the ends right here underneath the chest and fasten it up. So this is the strap backpack. This is really literally one of my favorite things for enhancing good posture in the upper body. And more than usual, even if you weren't already all glued to a screen and addicted to technology, we have been, very importantly so, even more involved with that kind of life. So at least I know that I have been. This is really important to help counter a lot of that forward head, rounded shoulder, sunken chest posture that just naturally comes when we're not as conscious, when we're looking at a screen, when we're really collapsing into our low back body. So this strap helps keep everything nice and open and available. So you can sit for a few minutes here with me and center yourself, find your breath. And if you didn't have a strap this morning, just imagine that you had that. Rolling your shoulder heads back, bringing the blades of your shoulders down behind your heart center. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And a full breath out through the nose. So feel your ribs expanding with the inhale. Feel your whole body soften with the exhale. Source the breath from the deepest place within you. Let's say it's in the abdomen, right behind the navel. Feel the breath traveling to all parts of yourself. If your body was a house, you are literally filling every space, every nook and cranny with your attention, with your breath, and that life force, that vital energy contained within your breath. Soften between your eyebrows. Notice if that helps you to start relaxing your mind a bit. Let the thoughts disperse. Find a bit more of an open slate. Blank canvas. Deeper attunement to really what's going direct yourself to where you want to go. You can use this practice as a means to get super real with yourself, to practice a fierce compassion for whatever comes up, and gratitude this time on the mat to do your self-care, so you can then go out into your own community and do that important work that you know is there for you to do. Just know that your actions are contributing to this turning of the tide, this really important moment of history. And it's up to you how you want to be involved. Whether you like it or not, you are a part of it. So be a part of it very consciously, just as conscious as you are here and now. Your body, your breath, your mind, and the mat. A few more rounds of breath. Belly, ribs, chest. Well, filling up bottom to top and emptying out top to bottom, chest, ribs, belly. Let's go ahead and keep this strap here for a couple more moments. Let your head drop to the right. Having the strap there should give a nice added sensation to this stretch and release of the neck. And if you want to add a hand, you can bring that right hand to the side of the head and gently pull down, increasing the stretch. It doesn't have to be forced or aggressive or anything like that. Just reminding you this is a gentle yoga. So take it easy, be kind with yourself. And turn your chin down towards your armpit. Bring your hand to the upper back part of your head, kind of like where you have a high ponytail, like where I have mine right now, and then pull down. Without collapsing your chest in, keep it lifted. Keep breathing right into the tops of the lungs, under the collarbones. One more breath. Inhale, bring your head right back up on top of your spine. And just for balance sake, I'm going to put my other leg or foot in front. So you can switch that up too if you like. And then tip your head to the left. This might be enough. You can add your hand in to gently pull and increase the stretch. Traps, levator scapulae. Draw your chin down into the left toward your armpit. Shift the hand to the upper back part of the skull and gently draw down. Without rounding your back, without losing your full body breath. One more breath. And then release that, bringing your head right back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows to the sides. Full post arms. Now imagine that you could kiss the tips of your shoulder blades together behind your heart center. And you should feel a little less tightness on the strap when you really retract and engage into your midline. Bring your elbows a little bit forward and start to curl your fingertips back, lifting up through your heart. And let's use the hands to create some support. Take a mid out of your hands with an interlace at the occipital ridge of your skull. And then lift up so you're tractioning your neck, pulling, creating some extra length. And then slowly leaning back. So let's just start with the elbows wide, like you're laying out at the beach, getting some sun, hearing the waves. And notice the difference when you bring your elbows in, more narrow, you're going to feel a little limitation perhaps from the strap, so it's all good, just work with it. Draw your elbows up, making a frame of a rectangle, hips to the elbows. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lay back. 3 full breaths into your heart center. Oh, I feel like you're going to stay there for a while. Okay, we're going to take this strap off. And I promise we will bring it back in and incorporate it at some point. So have it nearby. All right. Let's come to tabletop pose on all fours. And I'm going to say go ahead and have your blocks nearby as well. Align your knees under your hips and your shoulders over your wrists. You can do a little measurement check by turning the hands in. Meet the tips of the middle fingers. That's your shoulder width. Pivot so your wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. And take a look at your feet lined up with your knees. Measure the length of one foot by turning in like that. And that length of your foot reflects the width of your hips. So that's how you can measure out for good form and stability in your table. Lots of really solid right angles. Inhale, round your back up. And exhale, hammock your belly down. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. One more time, forward, back. Come up from cat, I find this to be the easiest way to enter into the rolls. I'm going to take it over to the right, and then swoop it down through the center, so a little bend into the elbows. Straighten them back out as you go to the left and round it up, and then continue a few more in this direction. Going clockwise. Spin of time, the spin of the planets. Now go counter. Another 2. Back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes. Get ready to lift your hips for downward facing dog. And it might feel good for you to provide a little more length for yourself. So bring the hands forward if you know that works for you. Push the floor down and forward as you lift the hips up and back. And then just notice everything that's going on in your body in your dog. Notice what you feel. What areas feel tight, what areas feel open. Where can you direct your energy, your breath, your strength, your softness. Nice crease at the hip joints. Openness through the heart center. Floating your fingertips off the mat so you feel the weight in the balls of the hands, the inner outer center of the wrists. Armpits spiral to the heart center.
Keep your heels hovered off the mat so that you really lift your tail and you don't discontinue that line all the way from your hands, up your spine, out through your hips. A few more deep breaths. And then just notice where your gaze is. Is it back behind you to the past, to what's already happened? Or is it more present, right down in the center, or even looking ahead toward the future? Upper arms frame the ears when we're looking ahead toward the future, but still grounded in our present moment, fully aware of our past. 2 more breaths. Bring your knees down. Take them wide, big toes together. So we're going to go for a child's posture, and I'm going to show you a way to do this with the 3 blocks. I know not all of you have 3 blocks at home, so just do whatever you got to do. But maybe this will encourage you to get some more props because it feels really good. So we're going to put these guys on a bit of an angle, and those are going to go underneath your armpits. So we're going to create lots of volume and spaciousness here all around the lungs. The other blocks for your forehead. So be willing to play with the heights and whatnot so that they feel good for you. And with the arms and the shoulders elevated like this, you'll be lengthening forward through your arms and mounted on your fingertips. And this lift of the center of your palms is nice because a mirror of lots of the other domes and lifts in your body, such as in your pelvic floor, diaphragm, crown of the head, and such. So it helps give you a little more lift off rather than making you feel like you're just going to sink and become like a flat puddle. Be more dynamic, be round and spherical. Posture I feel like I could just be in for many minutes, but we will continue. So now we'll make our way into standing forward bend, and we're going to bring in the blanket to put underneath the heels, just to make it a little bit easier to really fold from the hips and take the stress out of the lower back, out of the hamstring insertion points in the butt. So even if you're somebody who is like really open and flexible in the backs of their legs or in their back body in general, this can still be really helpful, and it can help you to engage some areas perhaps that could use some strength and stability. And if you know that you're a little tighter in the hamstrings, which is like most people, right, then this is going to be really helpful. So you don't want to fold it too crazy, but whatever's appropriate for you. Put your heels on it. Measure out hips width between your feet, 2 fists. Cozy at the center of the inner arches of the feet. I'm just going to move this a little bit because I feel like I'm in between planks of wood on my deck. There we go. Okay. Now if you want, you can use your blocks here for more support. And just rock your weight a little bit. Forward, back. And then know that your heels are your brakes, the balls of your feet are your accelerators. The arches of the feet are the present moment. heels on the blanket. Soften your knees. Just allow your head to hang with gravity. Rather than jamming your chin towards your chest and gazing way back behind you, just let the head hang. Let your throat center be open. Anchor into those big toe ball mounds and cross that all the way to the outer heels. And pinky toe ball mounds to the inner heels. And then from your inner right heel up to your left groin. Inner left heel up to your right groin. And then from your outer right hip down to your left shoulder. And your outer left hip down to your right shoulder. Just really finding the connection between those points in your body, pulling them apart. Find some extra space and a good frame of reference. And inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine forward. Blocks underneath shoulders or hands light to the outer shins. Exhale, bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend forward. One more time. Roll your body up. Find yourself in a mountain pose. Take a few shoulder rolls. So you might be feeling a little bit like you're on a slight platform. Your heels still up on the blankets. So we're just going to keep that for a little bit longer. We're going to really build our tenacity, our stamina, our endurance, especially in the low body, because that really is what governs that aspect in the body, the lowest part, the roots, the foundation. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward from your hips. It's like an origami crease. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale to fold. Put your blocks momentarily to the side and grab a hold of opposite elbows like a rag doll. Now your arms are a window frame for your head. Inhale, bend your knees and start to pull your elbows forward. Imagine you're throwing your knees into two baseball mitts. Keep the connection of belly to thighs until you come all the way up into a chair pose. Gaze ahead, gaze slightly up. Inhale, press into the earth, rise all the way up. Lengthen your tail down and back to 6 o'clock and send your pubis bone forward to 12 o'clock. You're on a clock facing your hips. Right hip 3, left hip 9. Pull the elbows up and go over and back. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bring them to your sides. Take a full breath. And then clasp the hands behind you, or you can use your strap if you prefer. Go ahead. Do that. Squeeze back. Inhale, lift your sternum. Exhale, tip your hips. Send your tail up. Pubis down. Avoid locking out the elbows. Currency move through those elbow joints, your shoulders down to your wrists, and vice versa. sure you just spin your inner thighs back, broadening the sacrum. And release that. Again, inhale to half lift. And exhale to bend forward. How are those legs doing? I know this is a bit demanding having your heels up on the blanket, but it's such good work. Okay, make sure you have the other forearm in front. This takes a little mental note checking in, because the body always kind of wants to do what's habitual and stay in that pattern of habit. So you've got to consciously break it as much as possible. And that will, of course, help you to recognize habits in your life and where it might be helpful for you to break some habits in your life. Try a new course. Bend the knees, throw them forward into the baseball mitts, and pull your elbows. Imagine you have that strap around your thighs and you could press out into it. You could feel that all the way down through your feet. You feel a little more booty engagement perhaps. Keep that sensation and active engagement as you pull your elbows up. In that chair. All the way up. Find the clock face. Organize yourself around the central spit and take it up, over, and back. Inhale, reach high to exhale, bring it down, take a breath. And then one more yoga mudra stretch. Interlace or use your strap. Inhale. And exhale. Notice how I soften my knees on that fold. So that's going to really help protect the hamstrings, especially their insertions, the lower back. And also to really help you truly hinge from your hip joints. One more breath. And release that. Take an inhale to half lift. And exhale, squat down. See if you can fit your knees into your armpits. Full body breath. We're going to come back to this in a little bit, but first, just so you can feel in your body what shift this work has done thus far, let's come back to downward facing dog. So you can just leave the blanket right there. Walk your feet back. Inhale forward to a plank. Stack of the bones, the shoulders over the wrists, the heels over the balls of the feet. Again, pubis is going forward 12, coccyx back 6. And exhale back to down dog. So notice that I'm really pumping my legs. On the inhale, they extend to help me go forward. And on the exhale, they bend to help me lift the tail and go back. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Couple deep breaths here. Really substantiating the pose in your left leg. And bend the knee and roll it open. Keep the shoulders level. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands, lunge. To know that your front leg is in a good setup, align the wrist of your right hand with your heel. You can do it normal or you can do it flipped. But you should notice that that right knee is really cozy and a natural fit between the frontal inner shoulder head and the chest. Right there close to the collarbone. So keep that. Let's put a block right here at the heel. And main contact with the calf. So you know you're at a right angle as you come up for a high lunge. And then that back heel, you could imagine there was a block there that you could press into a bit flush with the ball of the foot. Just take your time to find it. Right hip's at 3, left hip at 9. Bring the hands to the heart center. And hook your thumbs so you can pull your hands apart and inhale, reach it up. Upper arms framing ears. 3 breaths. Lift up. And then inhale, release your hands, bring it down. Grab the block, grab the other block. And then start to extend through your front leg. And you can shorten the stance a little bit as well. Keep your back heel lifted. Right hip 3, left hip 9. Inhale, extend your sternum forward to 12. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Stretch your arms out. Frame your ears with your upper arms and keep that contact of belly to right thigh. Pyramid. Deep breaths. Soft and supple at the back of that right knee. Gaze still down and forward toward the future. One more breath. And inhale, lengthen your spine. And come into a lunge again. Put your blocks to the side so you can come into plank, into dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Substantiate the pose with your right leg. So the alignment there doesn't shift just because you lifted your left leg up. And then you roll the hip. Exhale, step it through lunge. All right, let's go for our fits, our measurements. Take all the time you need to set this up. Foundation's got to be solid first, right? Then you can build that beautiful house. Hook the thumbs, opposite one in front. Should feel a little bit funny. Take it up. Group 3. Release. Alright, lengthen out your front leg, finding pyramid. You can absolutely shorten the stance a tad, but you're going to keep that back heel hovered. It might approach a little closer to the mat, but keep it hovered so that the alignment of your hips don't shift. Keep it at 3 and 9 on the clock. Inhale, lengthen. From your hips really is your extension. Soften your front knees. Really feel the big toe ball mound grounded. Connect that all the way to your outer right hip. right heel to your left groin. Just cross-referencing to help put you centered, right in the center of your circumstances. Set the conditions for balance. Couple more deep breaths. And then I want you to just notice what your hands are doing. Do you feel a difference even in your breath when your palms are flat or when you're up on your fingertips like that? When I'm on my fingertips like that, creating the dome in the palms, I can just really feel that I breathe a lot better into my back body. Funny. One more breath. Inhale, get long, back to a lunge. And then from your plank pose, move back to down dog. All right, come back onto the blanket with your heels. Find that hip width. And then back, let's do this for a little bit of extra support. Put your block in between your feet, so it's like you're squeezing the block with your feet. And yeah, that is going to bring it a little bit wider than the hips, and that's fine. It's just a tad, and it actually might be helpful for where we're going. So squeeze it. Feel that your weight is forward at the balls of your feet. Notice you have that beautiful stack of your hips over your heels. Bend your knees, come into that squat. Knees into armpits. And press into your feet to lift your hips up. And feel free to have blocks under your hands here or be on your fingertips like I am, so you're keeping that nice dome in the palms. Squat. And lift. Couple more, just so you can kind of feel the mechanics of this. We're going to add another layer. Just try not to overwork it with your muscles. Think about the joint space. All right, I'll show you what we're going to do to add on to this. We're going to take a strap. And we're going to loop it around the thighs and around the back. So really what that's doing is keeping your torso connected to your thighs. So strap it up. Of course, you want it to be snug, like you want to feel like you're being held together. That's the job of the strap. Just make sure you'll be able to, release it when it's time to get out, because you don't want to be stuck like this. Okay. So now you can feel that you're really together. So you don't have to straighten your legs really at all. Once you come up with your hips, you can keep as much bend as you need. And the strap here is going to help you maintain your contact with yourself. So let's keep lifting. And lowering. I want myself to be even a little tighter. Breathe your back into the strap. Keep going. Start to work it a little bit faster if it feels okay. Your knees are making sounds. Just know that you're clearing out some space in those knee joints, getting out some of the gunk that's built up. Moves me more resilient. They can support you in your stamina, your endurance. A few more. And one more. Whew. Okay. I'm going to take it off. Let yourself just hang for a few breaths. Sure you're feeling that good amount of heat you just built doing that. Just checking my time. Oh my goodness. Where does this time go? I didn't even talk for that long at the beginning, you guys. I guess we've done quite a bit though, huh? Okay, where were we? We're hung. Let's inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Roll yourself up. Take a breath. All right, good. Let's do a little balancing from here. I'm going to have you grab your strap and put a foot in it. I'm going to take the loop out. Put your weight into your left foot and make sure that the toes are straight forward, especially right between the second and the third toe. Because that's how you know you're really centered and lined up with the arch of the foot, the ankle, up through the leg bone, into the hip. So that should feel really solid. Go ahead and put your right foot into your strap. Just trying to find a good plank of wood here. There we go. And then just want to get a good hold. I like to wrap it around the wrist. It makes it feel like a little bit more secure. And you're going to put it up and extend forward. Take your time. And just as much as you pull the strap into the foot, push the foot into the strap. There's some opposing actions going on there. Cross-reference the bottom foot, big toe ball mound to outer heel, pinky toe ball mound to inner heel. Keep your gaze steady to a point. Maintain the flow of the breath. So nourishing your posture from the inside out. Take it out to the side. Back in front of you, and let's add a twist to this. Switch hands on the strap. Steady and slow. Put that right hand on your outer hip, just ensuring it at 3 o'clock. And start to very slowly inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. If you like, you can reach back, or you can keep that contact with yourself, up to you. A couple more breaths. Take a full breath, let it settle as much time as you need, and when you're ready, switch sides. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to get right into it, also because I want us to have time
for final back bend. So we're starting here and then extending forward. And you really can choose how much extension you bring into that leg. As long as you maintain your organized posture around the central spit, you're good. Hips at 3 and 9. Open it out to the side. So I just want you to really feel into this pose. Like if you were lying on your back, right? This is the posture, and this is the alignment. It translates whether you're standing, you're lying on your back, whether you're seated. Hips are aligned. 3 and 9. Pubis 12, coccyx 6. Take it back forward for the twist. Put your left hand on your outer hip, just making that contact with yourself. It's very calming for the nervous system. It's like you got you. Inhale, lengthen from the arch of your right foot all the way up to that arch of the crown of your head. And then twist. And similarly, you should feel a nice arch and lift at the base of your pelvis, the middle of your heart, pericardium, palate. You're welcome to reach back or just stay as you are. A couple more breaths. And inhale to slowly come out. Nice. Very good. Okay, so we're going to start to work our way down to the mat. Finishing up this practice. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bend forward from your hip joints. Take a half lift. And exhale to fold forward. All right, go ahead and sit. Moment to check in with yourself, hydrate if you need. Okay, back bend, like I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do back bend. So let's continue to use the strap. Loop it back up. Hips width around the thighs. So in case you couldn't tell, we are prepping for bridge posture. Let's do the first one active. So remember when I told you when you were in your chair to imagine you had this strap around your thighs that you could press out into and really engage more fully through your root system? Same concept here. So we can lie back. You can even use these fun blocks to make sure that we've got that good stack. Once we come up, drop the shoulders underneath you, ground into the back of the head. Chin slightly lifted, chest approaching the chin as the hips lift. Press out into that strap, the thighs inner rotating through the contact with the blocks. Clasp your hands underneath you if you like, use the strap. A few more breaths. And bridge. do this final setup, and then from here, I'm probably going to let you guys just enjoy it as long as you like, and then leave you to do any final poses that you want to do before you rest in Shavasana, of course. Okay, or design this practice to finish up however you like. You could go another half an hour if you wanted. So I'm going to keep the strap because that helps me to feel contained and held and supported, and I'm going to use all of the blocks. So this one I'm intending to put under my shoulders. These guys I'm intending to put underneath my hips. So let's see how this goes. This guy under the shoulders. This is when it's nice to have a teacher to just put the block where you need it. Oh, there we go. Oh, when you do get there. So good. And then notice it's really nice when you have this third block under the shoulders because you get so much lift off of your neck. A little tighter. There we go. So you can stay here. If you want to send your legs long, you could send them long. You make your strap a little tighter so you don't splay out too wide. See, it's funny because normally when I do this posture, supported bridge with the extended legs, and if I don't have a strap, my natural flexibility basically makes it so that my thighs rotate outward, and I just like really, I kind of just like sink into a puddle in the pose, and that actually kind of crunches and bugs my low back. But when I have a strap like this, holding me in and really containing it, I feel like I'm still getting that nice traction in my lower back. I'm maintaining the inner rotation in the thighs, and my low back feels good. Feels spacious. Feels like it's getting a nice extension. So this is a great way to, again, open up the lungs, access an open heart. You take your arms to the sides, and then flip your wrists so that your palms are going down. And if you start like that, you're going to actually take your thumbs back, down, and then forward and around. I know it's not easy, just do your best.